100 days of YouTube, still going strong. Okay, today, literally, I was thinking about something, and this is just a fact of business for me, and it applies to both the salon and to your home and your environment at large, and that is outer order equals inner calm. So as we're rounding out, the 100 days here, we haven't really talked about like anything physical in the salon, the systems that need to be in place. Like, yeah, we've talked about inventory. We've talked about some of those kind of things that generate money, that move the needle. But oftentimes, the things that are most impactful, the things that are most meaningful to actually moving the needle is they're the interpersonal things. Like leadership development and business growth is all tied to personal development, frankly. And I know that personal development sometimes gets like a bad rap, and you're like, who cares, like whatever. But we've talked about this. The more that you know yourself, the better that you can lead, because you know where your shortcomings are. You know where you're, where all of the chips will fall, like if it's up to you. And so this one, we're going to talk about the system of outer order equals inner calm, and what that really means. So it's like, you cannot operate in a cluster F dumpster fire hoarderville. Okay? Like, you can't operate well in that manner. Now, do we have like one crazy closet at the salon? You better believe it. But is everything, it's like the junk drawer closet, right? But everything is pretty regimented. Everything is pretty organized. Otherwise, everything has a home. There's a box for everything. There's a shelf for everything. And even that closet that is sort of like the junk drawer, it's not actually terrible. It's just kind of the catch-all spot where to be filed things go. There's a ton of back bar in there, and there's odds and ends kind of stuff. There's an extra chair base. There's stuff that doesn't really fit anywhere else, but that's where it lives. And I think it's okay to have that. It doesn't have to be that you're living in Marie Kondo's Polly Pocket world. That's not what I mean. But if you have shiz everywhere in the salon and it's unorganized, number one, it's gross. Clients don't want to see that, and clients don't appreciate that, or feel safe when they're in that environment. Imagine if you went to a hotel and stuff was your towels weren't folded, they were just on a ball on the bed, and the sheets were kind of disheveled. You'd be like, WTF, this is not what I'm paying for. It's part of the service that it's organized, that it's tidy. The same when you open your comb drawer, is it that kind of stuff? Sure, that's important. But what I really want to get at today is that in your home. And I am someone who struggles with this at home. At home, I want our home to be full of abundance and, all of these things. And so we have a lot of stuff. I really am not a minimalist. I want to be one. I'm a hoarding style minimalist. And I learn every year to get better at this. But what I can tell you is if your office, if the place you do work in is a dumpster fire, is just a dumping ground, if you're doing work in the junk drawer of your house or your salon, it's not your best work. It can't be. And I used to, when I was a little kid, my dad's office was always pristine. Not just because he was a neatnik and whatever. I'm talking pristine. He didn't leave his office with a pen on the writing pad. The pen went back where the pens go, the scissors where the scissors go. And it was wonderful, because my mom, on the flip side of that, is not that. She's an artist, she's a free spirit, she's crazy, and that's where my hoarder tendencies come from. But better believe if you need one, she's got one. But for my dad, like, this is really where I learned like SOP style stuff. And it came from that outer order, because it was like, if I needed something, I knew right where it was, and then you just put it right back. Right? And I know that sounds so simple, but the reason that my dad was so diligent about his office, I think, and unfortunately I can't ask him, he's been gone 12-ish years now, but is because I know that he couldn't function. It wasn't good for him mentally to function in clutter, because that outer order really does equal inner calm. Think about like when you have your house like super tidy and clean, or like whatever, like really clean, not just like people are coming in and cleaned it for 5 minutes and threw everything in a closet, not like that. Like when you really spend the time to like declutter, and like you're getting rid of stuff and taking it to Goodwill, like that kind of stuff. When you do that, like how good does that feel? Like so good. And you're like like you have like a deep breath, like it feels expansive. I recently, oh, so sorry. Oh, you know, filming this in the morning. I haven't had anything really warm or caffeinated yet. I recently had someone come and do like a closet clean out for me, and like she's like a fashion kind of friend, and she does this. She's a closet organizer, and it was the most amazing thing. Can I tell you how many times I've cleaned out my closet and gotten nowhere? Like sometimes you need to have help, and that's the same thing like in your business. If we're talking about like physicality in the salon, like what do we get rid of? Like professional organizers can literally change your life. So my closet, we did it probably it had to be more than that, like 8 or 9 months ago, because I was pregnant. Now the baby's almost 6 months. So my closet still looks exactly the same as when she came, because there were systems in place to maintain it. And so these are the things that you need to put in place in your life and in the salon, so that other people can maintain it, so you don't have to have your hands on it 24/7. But when stuff is chaos, when there's no system in place, and you have a lot of people working together in the salon, it will never stay clean. It will never stay clean and organized. Like front facing, yeah, but like when you open the underneath of your reception desk, what does it look like? Like there has to be a system in place. Literally, we have like pictures of what this area is supposed to look like for our home. And it's something that I've never done at the salon, but I'm like, why not? Like that's such a great thing that you could implement in the salon as well. And so I highly encourage you to think about, where could I put some outer like peace, right? Like outer order equals inner calm, and inner calm equals the ability for you to have clarity in your mind. Like if you are working if you're living in a messy house, and like messy, whatever that means to you, but like you know that feels heavy, it makes it impossible. So right now at the time of recording this, you know, we're in the holidays and all of that, and I just like, after the holidays, I want my house back. Like I want the Christmas tree put away. I want all the decor gone, like almost immediately, because I want my outer order back in place, because it shows me there's space, there's room, right? Like I can think. And I'm sure that there's someone that has done a study on this, but I'm just sharing it from personal anecdote here, and experience, that this stuff matters. It matters in the salon. It sets a standard for how we operate, and it matters in your home for you as a leader. I'm telling you, literally my closet, my entire 30 million years of life, literally has been a problem for me. Having the organizer come in and change that, like, I'm not buying stuff like I was anymore. Like I'm not, because I can see what I have. I don't need anything. Like sure, I still like to shop. Let's be real. But there is system to it. Like it's not just happenstance. Like my closet is probably the most organized piece of like our home, because I spent the time and attention to give it a system. And that's what in the new year, I'm going to have someone come and do our whole house, which is going to be unbelievable. But like this all can be as simple as like, don't have clutter on your counter. Like really take care of what needs to be taken care of in your home, so that you can have that outer order in order to feel that inner calm, so that you can be creative and do the things you need to do.